Bro, she got the Karen get up on and shit too. They be wearing all that weird looking shit that don't go together in a good way. It don't have to match, but it just don't go together in a good way type shit. You feel me? Like they got that whole kit going on. Hey, what it be? It's your boy Dre OG. Welcome back to the OG family. Make sure y'all smash the like button if y'all rocking with the vibes and the dope content. But look, man, we got when Karens go wrong. I love when a good Karen go wrong, y'all. So let's run this thing up, man. Hopefully you're having a good day and let's get into it.
Number 8, Cara Bell. On April the 7th of 2021, a Texas school board candidate was kicked out of a Nordstrom rack in Austin after refusing to wear a face mask inside the store. It was reported that the unruly woman, later named as Cara Bell, had been asked multiple times by the store's employees to put on a face covering in accordance with Nordstrom's policies and the mandates in effect at the time. Bell repeatedly ignored the workers' requests, reportedly indicating that she was exempted from wearing a face mask because of a medical condition. The woman allegedly pushed an employee to the side aggressively in order to gain access to one of the store's dressing rooms, and the police were subsequently called to the scene. Bell then began shouting hysterically at members of law enforcement on the sidewalk outside the store, as was captured by the responding officers' body cams. The woman alleged that she'd been the one assaulted by one of the Nordstrom employees and suggested that she'd been targeted because of her race. Bell continued to argue with the officers and refused to identify herself several times. At one point, she attempted to walk away, but was informed that she was being detained and wasn't allowed to leave the area. Shortly after the woman's incensed tirade had begun to abate, the officers placed her in handcuffs. Bell was reportedly issued an assault citation, which is a Class C misdemeanor, punishable by a fine of up to $500. In the aftermath of the incident, the video of her arrest went viral on social media, leading to Bell being labeled a Karen on steroids. Number 7, Laura K. Lewis. Texas woman Laura K. Lewis was taken into custody for harassing a group of teenagers at a skate park in Austin on August the 18th of 2020. As was captured on video by witnesses, the barefooted woman had initially approached the skaters and berated them for unknown reasons. At one point, she got close to one of the teens and aggressively shoved him. Another skater responded by dumping a jug of water on Lewis's head, causing the situation to escalate considerably. Lewis was shown attempting to take the water jug away from the teenager before kicking him with her bare feet repeatedly. A female bystander then stepped in and knocked the woman over a nearby ledge. Shortly thereafter, police officers arrived at the scene and, having witnessed part of the altercation themselves, took Lewis into custody. The social media dubbed Karen claimed that she'd actually been the one victimized by the teenagers, whom she alleged had stolen her purse. It was later reported that Lewis had been charged with assault by contact following her arrest. Number 6, Karen Perkle and Brenda Stewart. Two Georgia women were arrested before a Gwinnett County School Board meeting that took place on November the 18th of 2021. The detainees were later identified as Snellville resident Karen Perkle and Brenda
they
Stewart
look like they did that
Suwannee.
shit.
The Gwinnett Daily Post reported that Perkle had been prohibited from entering Gwinnett County public school property following a confrontation over face masks at a previous board meeting in October. The aptly named Karen attempted to attend the meeting on November the 18th in defiance of the police order issued against her and was consequently charged with criminal trespass. Stewart was reportedly stopped by officers at the school after she'd set off a metal detector during a security screening. Her bag was subsequently searched, at which point a pair of scissors was discovered inside. Upon being told she wasn't allowed to bring the scissors into the meeting, Stewart attempted to snatch them out of the officer's grasp and a brief struggle ensued.
Oh wow, she thought she was gangster.
And charged with obstruction of a police officer. Number 5.
That's crazy, but look man, that was me. Yeah, I be like that. Like the goddamn casket, boy, that shit be crazy.
Lori Desjardins. A member of the United States Navy was assaulted by a middle-aged woman at a pizza shop in Berlin, Connecticut on September the 11th of 2021. According to a police report, the incident occurred shortly before 10 p.m. when Lori Desjardins, age 45, accused a man in military fatigues of stolen valor. She reportedly asserted that the man's military ID was fake, then proceeded to take out her own dependent military ID and insisted that it was what a valid, officially issued identification card should look like. During the course of her outburst, the brunt of which was caught on video and widely...
Bruh, she got the Karen get up on and shit too. They be wearing all that weird looking shit that don't go together in a good way. It don't have to match, but it just don't go together in a good way type shit. You feel me? Like, they got that whole kit going on. I don't know what it is.
Social media later on, Desjardins called the man disgusting. As she grew progressively angrier, she grabbed the hat off his head and tossed it to the ground.
And that's the crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, them people be angry, bro, because that's what that food do to you, man. When you overdoing it, look, it's all on. The food is fucking her up and her brain.
One final attempt to get the serviceman to leave
doing things
the
to her body.
Desjardins rushed towards him and slapped him in the left side of his face. A few days later, the woman reportedly turned herself into the police, whereupon she was charged with third-degree assault and second-degree breach of peace.
That's
the
crazy.
Man, whom Desjardins had accused of wearing a fake Navy uniform, was later identified as Sean Nolte Jr., a volunteer firefighter who was also serving as a submarine electronics fire control technician for the U.S. Navy in Groton at the time of the incident. Number 4. Rossi Dennis. On November the 24th of 2021, Texas resident Rossi Dennis brandished a firearm during an argument in the parking lot of an H-E-B supermarket in Corpus Christi. According to local police, the 60-year-old woman had confronted another female shopper over a parking space to which she'd felt entitled. During the course of the heated interaction, which was captured on the victim's cell phone,
she pulled the blicky with the sticky
into the driver's side window of the woman's vehicle in the presence of her 6-month-old child. In an effort to intimidate the other shopper into relinquishing the space, Dennis ultimately resorted to pulling out a handgun and threatening to shoot her. When caught...
Yo! You know what? Them older women around that age right there, though, they don't play that. They don't play that shit. They don't play that shit. Like, they was a little different back then. Like, bruh, like, that's crazy, though. They still out here on the loose, y'all. They need to sit their ass down somewhere.
Corpus Christi police officers arrived a short time later. The armed woman had already left, but eyewitnesses confirmed that she'd pointed a weapon in the victim's direction. Investigators used the driver's recording of the incident to positively identify Dennis as the perpetrator. She was reportedly taken into custody 4 days later and booked into the city detention center on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Yes,
the bond
of course.
was set at $60,000. Number 3.
That's crazy.
Carrie Nash. An Australian woman was nicknamed Bunnings Karen by internet users after she'd filmed herself admonishing staff members at a Bunnings warehouse store in the Melbourne suburb of Narwarren in July of 2020. As shown in the video, 42-year-old Carrie Nash accused the store's employees of violating her human rights after they'd politely requested that she put on a face mask. When Nash eventually left the store, she was met by members of local law enforcement who'd been notified of the situation. She resisted the officers' attempts to place her in handcuffs and was later released from custody after claiming that she had a medical exemption that precluded her from wearing a face covering. Nash later posted the video recording of her berating the Bunnings staff to social media, which led to her facing widespread criticism for her disorderly behavior. The woman, a former iSelect sales consultant, announced her intention of suing the police for how they treated her, although as of the latest updates on the matter, it wasn't clear
She ain't have one.
action was ever taken. Number 2.
Bruh, I don't think, look, see, the thing is, the reason why there's gonna be no legal action is because she didn't have something precluding her from wearing a face mask, bro. She ain't have no proof. You feel me? With like 10 F's. Feel me? Like she ain't had no proof at all.
2. Patricia Cornwall. In December of 2021, a woman on board a Delta Airlines flight from Tampa Bay to Atlanta was recorded attacking a fellow...
And don't that shit aggravate you too, bro? Like, look, man. Look, when they say wear the mask, look, bro, look. When they say wear the mask and the motherfucker have their nose out, bro, that irritates me. So when you walk around here and you like this, bro, I can't... I just don't like you. I instantly don't like you. Like, you feel me?
Passenger for not wearing a face mask. The viral video showed 51-year-old Patricia Cornwall standing in the aisle of the plane and unloading an expletive-laden tirade at a seated male passenger. As many who viewed the video in the aftermath were quick to point out, Cornwall's outburst was rather ironic given that her own mask was pulled down under her nose and mouth. As her verbal abuse continued, the woman also reportedly struck the other passenger in the head and spat on him, prompting crew members to restrain and escort her to the other end of the cabin. The flight landed at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport at 6:10 p.m. The police were notified of the mid-air disturbance Cornwall had caused, and they subsequently detained the woman at the airport. She was then relocated to the domestic Atlanta police precinct, where she was taken into the custody of FBI agents. In the wake of the incident, it emerged that Cornwall, a former NFL cheerleader, had other recent run-ins with the law. About a month prior to the episode, on the Delta flight, she'd reportedly crashed her car into a tree in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, while she was intoxicated. Cornwall was consequently charged with a DUI, and she ultimately faced federal assault charges as well, in connection to the incident on the plane.
Oh, she going to jail, buddy. Oh, she going away. Like, she gonna learn how to cornroll and everything in that motherfucker. Like, I mean, I think it might be good for her, man. You know what I'm saying? Get a little bit straightening in that motherfucker. Like, she out here just living reckless, bro. Cause you know what? Like, my best friend, he just lost his grandmother due to a drunk driver. You know what I'm saying? And these people still feel the need to get drunk and be in vehicles, bro, and be out here driving. That shit blows me. Like, bro, like, grow up. And this was an older person too, so there's no excuse. These kids, man, look, man. Just listen to what people are saying, bro. Like, this shit right here changed your life just like that in an instant. I can say that because it directly impacted my life. You know what I'm saying?
Jillian Woostenberg. On July the 1st of 2020, Takalia Hill and her daughter, Michaela Green, were involved in an alarming altercation with a woman outside a Chipotle in Orion Township, Michigan. As 15-year-old Green would later tell the Detroit News, she was walking into the restaurant at about 6 p.m. when the woman identified as Jillian Woostenberg bumped into her seemingly on purpose. Green reacted to Woostenberg's carelessness by saying, "Excuse you?" and asking for an apology, to which the middle-aged woman took particular exception. She began berating the teen for purportedly invading her personal space. Hill came over to defend her daughter, and the shouting match then escalated in intensity. Woostenberg's husband began yelling at the mother and daughter as well, and Hill reportedly accused the couple of being racist. The Woostenbergs eventually returned to their vehicle and tensions began to die down. However, they almost ran over Hill while backing out of their parking space, prompting her to slap the car's rear to get them to stop. It was at that point that Woostenberg jumped out of the vehicle and brandished a firearm, pointing it directly at Hill and Green while ordering them to keep their distance. She then got back in the car and the couple left the scene. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office quickly tracked down the Woostenbergs.
Oh, she out of pocket,
took them into custody on charges of felonious assault. The initial interaction between Green and Woostenberg wasn't recorded. The ensuing altercation, including the moment the gun was pulled, was caught on video.
That's
the
crazy.
Footage promptly went viral in the incident's aftermath, with many viewers commenting that Woostenberg was a quintessential example of the Karen stereotype.
Well, y'all, I guess this is when Karens go wrong. Like, we see what happens. They end up karate kicking people and being angry and wearing their ugly outfits and pulling guns and going to jail. You know, look, man, that's how it ends. But look, man, this is just for entertainment purposes and educational purposes, man. But you know, this is the type of energy that you need to avoid and you need to stay away from in your life, man. Keep that toxic stuff out of your life, man. Keep your lifestyle clean. Your mental health is your key to success, man. It'll keep you here, to keep you steady, it'll keep you consistent. You know, that's why I continue to upload, even though, you know, I have other stuff that's going on in my life. I continue, man, because I'm here, you know what I'm saying, mentally, and I keep my energy clean. Hopefully y'all got something from this, but I'll see you on the next video. Like I always say, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See you on the next video. And I'm out though. Bye.